In case you guys didn't know, I'm giving away this Huntsman knife black laminate to one of you lucky people at the end of this month. Big thanks to today's video sponsor, but more about them later. Cause yeah guys, Valve have a big problem on their hands, and it's to do with skins currently getting pumped to crazy prices. And you may be thinking, surely if skin prices go up, that's a good thing and Valve make more money. But it's a bit more complicated than that. Today, we're going to be going over the worst attempt at market manipulation we've ever seen in the Counter-Strike economy. I just want to clarify, I'm not trying to spread any fear with this video, but just trying to educate people about the situation. If you want to buy skins, you can, but the point in this video is I'm just saying that do it at your own risk. And yeah, you want to be paying attention to what's going on with the market. Oh, also, only 10% of you guys are subscribed, so if you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that sub button. But yeah, firstly, what is market manipulation? I only asked this question as in previous Market Monday videos, when I've mentioned this, some people seem to believe that these specific items are going up in value because of normal market activity. And yeah, I'll explain why they're wrong. Normal market activity is the natural flow of buying, selling, and trading assets driven by genuine interest or community support, etc, etc. Basically, it's organic. Prices move based on collective actions, not one person or a group of people pulling the strings. Market manipulation, on the other hand, is where a single person or group deliberately invests heavily into an asset to artificially pump up its price. This has even happened in the CS community. People hype up something like the AUG Storm, I think it was, from, a couple years back. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, it was hyped up on TikTok and the price started going up. However, there was no actual reason for the price going up. People were just tricked into thinking that they should buy into it, which then drove up the price and demand for it. Then the people that caused the hype were able to sell off their skins for a profit, leaving others stuck with just a worthless AUG store when it crashed. It's super deceptive and often in other markets can be illegal. I mean, people have been banned for stuff like it on Steam, so yeah, it's just not a good thing. In short, normal activity reflects genuine market interest. Manipulation is a calculated move to rig prices for personal gain. And it's a shame because one of the best things about Counter-Strike skins has always been the fact that people don't just buy skins as an investment or to make money. Yes, of course, if you've owned skins for a long time and held onto them due to the popularity of the game growing and the popularity of skins completely exploding over the last few years, you would have, of course, made money. But for a lot of people, they're buying skins regardless of the price just because they like them, whether it's because of the color or the design, or they just think something looks cool or unique. Especially when you add in sticker crafts, pattern IDs, float values, stat track, name tags. All of these things can make CS skins have sentimental value to someone. Not only that, but they also have an actual use case, as you can use them while playing one of your favorite games, being Counter-Strike. Maybe not at the moment because of cheaters or whatever, but hey, Valve, please fix. But yeah, talking about use case, if you guys want to win and use this knife in game from this month's giveaway, all you got to do is leave a comment letting me know what you think will happen to the CS economy. Will it go up or down? And at the end of the month, I'll pick a random commenter live in my Discord, link in the description, who will win the knife. Drop a like if you want more giveaways like this in the future. But now a word from the people making this giveaway possible, which is Skins Monkey, the safe, automated, easy to use CS2 trading site that gives you an insane 35% deposit bonus when using code WYLD. Also, by using the code, you can claim up to a $5 free bonus on your first $100 trade. And don't worry, there are a ton of deposit methods, so it's super easy to load up. And using the filters, you can find some skins that are just right for you and trade away any of your old skins that you're bored of. And in case you have any issues, they also offer 24/7 live chat support. But yeah, let's get back to the video. Okay, so now we're clear on what market manipulation is and why skins have value, but how does this affect Counter-Strike? Well, unfortunately, there are currently groups of people trying to manipulate skin prices in a similar way to how meme coin prices were manipulated. And they've chosen Counter-Strike skins as their vehicle because compared to meme coins or something like NFTs, as we just discussed, CS skins have actual value to people, unlike Fartcoin, for example. This is a big reason why a lot of NFTs didn't end up going anywhere because, yes, you owned the JPEG, and it may have been rare or looked really cool, but its use case was in the metaverse, which, yeah, no one was using. With Counter-Strike skins, the use case had been there for years before their invention. Like, I'm talking 1999, and since then had grown a decent following. Just like other video game cosmetics, people love to play with skins in-game. However, unlike Valorant, Fortnite, Call of Duty, or any other games that you play with cosmetics, you can actually trade CS skins to other people. And because of that, you can trade them to other people for real money. Much like meme coins coins, crypto, or stocks. Some people would argue that stocks or crypto have actual value because those companies or projects are invested into by people, but this is very similar for Counter-Strike skins. Skins have value because you firstly need a case from your weekly in-game drop, and then on top of that, you need to spend $2.50 on a key to open that case. Obviously, for rare items like knives or gloves, you need to open almost 400 cases, equating to around $1,000 to get a gold on average. Then, depending on the finish and the float and the pattern, that item can then be worth more or less than $1,000. This obviously scales down to the other rarity of items, but that's not the only thing that can affect the price. We've also got some items from cases which are no longer dropping. For example, cases that dropped in 2013 or 2014. It's been a long time since they've been in the active drop pool, and because of that, now have a very low supply, making those cases more expensive. And because of that, then the items inside those cases are also more expensive. You may even know someone that owns a skin from a while back and will probably never sell it just because it actually means something to them. And they know they'll always hop back on CS at some point in the future and want to have a cool skin to play with. Kind of like how people will buy skins on something like Valorant, even though they're not going to get that money back. Now, of course, guys, in 2017, China joined the market as they were now able to play CS. And of course, yeah, because of that, they were able to purchase skins as well. And yeah, certain items like the butterfly knife, they went up. But just in general, the whole market also went up. And yeah, that was because a whole new region were now able to play and invest in the game. Whereas in recent examples, such as the ones mentioned in my Market Monday series, it's clear that this isn't a natural spike in the market due to a new region being added. Like, there's literally no reason for this. However, guys, anyone could come forward and say this. Do we actually have any proof, though, that people are pumping like specific skins, or is there something that we're all missing? So, firstly, if we check the market, as you can see, currently the StatTrak Fact New leaded glass is selling for less than its factory new version, even though it's 10 times rarer to pull. This makes no sense. Of course, I understand that when it comes to knives, for example, people do prefer non-StatTrak knives, as StatTrak ones scrape the blade. However, during Counter-Strike's lifespan, StatTrak weapons have always tended to be more expensive, as it was a cool way to track the amount of kills you have with that skin. Not only this, but in case you haven't seen Flarey's video, I'll leave it linked in the description. He actually shows that there's basically solid proof to show that there's now Discord groups that people are even paying to join to get in early on pumps. These are literally like pyramid schemes, just like how fake Forex people on social media try to get you to join their Telegram group or whatever, and then they tell you what to buy. But if you pay more, then they'll tell you what to buy first. And yeah, it's literally just a whole pyramid scheme. Yeah, these groups, they're exactly the same, just for CS. So yeah, why is this a bad thing? Well, basically, what it's doing is putting a lot of these items in the hands of people that are only investing into them for financial gain. This delegitimizes the value of CS skins, as previously, on the most part, they were valued based off of what the community thought they should be, as a free market would. However, also as a free market, with no regulation, these whales and groups are completely taking advantage of the fact that they can just buy as many of one item as they want and pump their prices up to whatever they want it to be. This means that any normal people that want to just buy skins now are having to pay a heavily inflated fake price for these items, and just like with any pump and dumps, they're the people that are going to be left holding the bag when these pump groups leave with all the money. Now, of course, this isn't market-wide, but most of the factory new versions of the AK-47, M4A1S, M4A4, and Desert Eagle skins have all been going up massively. And just in case you skip past that part of the video, I'd like to reiterate, if the whole market was going up, so not just specific skins and also, you know, their factory new version, minware version, field tested version, well-worn version, if that was all going up, then it wouldn't be as much of an issue. It's the fact that these are targeted pumps, and it's stupid. Like, they've specifically chosen just factory new items. Like, it's actually crazy, guys. Surely these people would have thought to invest in at least like the StatTrak factory new versions as well, so that, you know, all of these price pumps don't look as dodgy, and could just be because like people want like cleaner skins. Like, there could be some like copium like excuse you could make up to like justify why the prices are going up. But yeah, having a fact new skin be more than a StatTrak fact new skin just doesn't make any sense if we're basing it off of like the history of the Counter-Strike market. But yeah, these guys clearly haven't thought about this. So the question is, guys, what are Valve gonna do about this? And I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue. It's almost too late. One of the things that does worry me is the fact that, let's be honest guys, if the skin market were to massively crash, lots and lots of people that have invested hundreds, thousands, if not tens of thousands of their hard-earned dollars into Counter-Strike would just get burned, and most likely never touch Counter-Strike or any other Valve game again. Now, Valve obviously know this and would do anything they can to keep the market up and running and healthy, but if these investor groups have a chokehold over the market prices and can crash skins whenever they want, just like how meme coins could get dumped, then it puts Valve in a very tricky situation. If they do nothing, they risk these bad actors dumping on everyone and collapsing the Counter-Strike economy, but they also can't just ban trading, for example, because then again the market would crash, or people would just be fuming because they wouldn't be able to get their money out of the game. I also don't think they could really regulate it, as what could they really do? Like, put a limit on how many items you can buy or trade? They've already been doing a lot of stuff like that, but yeah, I just don't know how they can go even further with it without it just cooking everything. Also, if they did that, people would just set up multiple accounts and use bots to buy loads of stuff, so that wouldn't really solve the issue. It just make it a bit harder to do. So I think that leaves them with one other option, which would be to ban anyone getting involved with these pumps. Of course, the criteria for this would have to be very specific, as they wouldn't want to ban regular people who may have just bought the skin as a regular consumer, but surely Valve have access to data on how many items someone's purchased and when those items are purchased. So if, for example, let's say with the leaded glass recently, it was pumped, and Valve should surely be able to see who purchased leaded glasses before the pump, and for example, if there's a guy who's purchased 50 leaded glasses just before it pumped, then there's a high chance that they were part of that. Of course, people investing with multiple accounts and doing it as smart as possible, they would kind of get through the cracks, but I think an example needs to be made of them. That's probably the only way that Valve can do anything about this to stop it. And then they could also maybe make it so that you actually had to actively use and play on an account to even buy or trade skins, almost like a cooldown mechanic. So if you haven't played in a while, then you can't trade or whatever. That would at least make it so that anyone who does have multiple accounts, it would make it a lot more of a pain for them to be able to actually use those accounts. But I don't know, I'm just theory crafting in my head, guys, because yeah guys, otherwise when does this end? Surely they could just do this to every item and pump the market up to, I don't know, 10 billion before dumping. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. As I said at the start of the video, I'm still buying skins. Don't worry, this is not a video to panic about the market. I just think this needs to be talked about, and Valve need to try and do something about it, because yeah, having pump groups that are these meme coin pump groups, I don't know, man. I love Counter-Strike. I want the Counter-Strike economy to boom and to do really, really well, but I just want it to do this naturally like it has been. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to educate people on what's going on, because yeah, from some of the comments I've been getting, it seemed like a lot of people had no clue that this was going on.